All right. So we did there, despite all the craziness, which we're going to get into the craziness in the market and everything that's going on, of course, throughout the world. Let me close my other computer here. I don't need that. We had some good news come yesterday. Do any of you guys have Binance.us accounts? Because if you do, you can now get Theta and Theta Fuel on Binance. So definitely would recommend that. And I'll send you guys a link for Binance. So they give you, I don't know, give you a $10 credit, whatever it is, when you sign up through that link. So, so I'll get that over to you guys for sure. And Binance is fairly inexpensive. And one of the ways you can make your transactions even cheaper on Binance US is to buy the Binance token. So if you buy their token, just buy one or part of one, they reduce your fees in like a quarter or half. It's way, way cheaper. So your fees are very inexpensive, much cheaper than Coinbase. And they have not as many as on Coinbase right now, but they do have a lot of tokens. So definitely recommend that to everybody to sign up for the Binance.us. And what I'm doing for this one today, for this recording here, for the things we'll talk about, I'm going to have basically a PDF I'll send you guys later, which is going to have links, or Microsoft Word doc. I might do it on Microsoft Word. It'll have the link. So you're just going to click on that. It'll take you right to that spot. So exactly what we go over, all the different things that we'll go through tonight. So it'll be nice and simple and easy. And I wanted to go over some of the things from last week. I did send you guys just a little bit ago, a couple more pieces of information. And one was a video on how easy it is to restake in your Persistence wallet. It's like a 4-minute, 41-second video, really short. Basically what I show you is where I earn those rewards, how I claim them, and then how I redelegated them. I personally use Gpool when I am staking within that wallet. And this is a Persistence wallet too, by the way. So when I'm restaking it to that, it's very, very simple. It ends up being like really, when you get good at it, about a minute, maybe 2 minutes for the transaction. And most of it is just waiting for it to process. So quick and easy. You could definitely review that and take a look at how easy that is. I believe I did send before how to set up a Persistence wallet. The one thing we have is it's how difficult it is to buy Persistence, right? So the easiest way for you guys to do it, whether you went through Caleb and Brown, you could do that, or you can use KuCoin. But remember, when you use KuCoin, you're going to want to use the VPN because they don't technically support US users. You can do it without one. I know people that do it without one. They just won't let you pull massive amounts of Bitcoin or cryptos off their exchange. So, but that may change. Just be plan for the future of making it a little bit simpler by using the VPN. VPNs are pretty inexpensive, like $40 a year, and make it a little bit better and easier for you. So also I'm gonna screen share here for a minute, so I can pull this up here for you. Let's see. I think it's this one. All right, so I Trust Capital. So I Trust Capital is who, of course, I signed up with, and we went over them a bit last week. We kind of compared Bitcoin IRA to I Trust Capital and directed IRA, found that they are the most inexpensive one out there. They do have a solo 401k. So as you can see here, they have the Roth, SEP IRA. Obviously, you can roll over and transfer an existing IRA or 401k and those things. So they do have all those things. I just wanted to let you guys know that. Just taking care of some things from last week, run through that. And I'm working on John Dwyer for when he can come on. I'm hoping he can come on to the next meeting. John Dwyer will then go over the whole life insurance policy. I know a lot of you guys were really interested in that. So I'm trying to connect him. He wasn't able to come on this week. I'm going to try to connect him for the next one in 2 weeks here for our next coaching class. And he'll go in really in depth on it here. So that'll be a longer call. Just be prepared for that when we do set that up. And want to go over the top Metaverse projects. And I think I might have that here too. This is a top 10. I know we was very interested in what were the top ones. Personally, I feel like Decentraland, Sandbox, Axie Infinity are your top ones. Axie Infinity in large part because it's such a play to earn game, and there's so many people playing it, and it's the original one that was out there, that it's always going to have some popularity because of that. But there will be other ones that come along and end up taking it out later on down the road. Like I told you guys, I'm very bullish on Gala, and Gala has really, really nice graphics. Epic Games, they brought in a lot of the developers from Epic Games, so that Epic Games make really, really high-end games, and their graphics are really, really good. So I could really see Gala being another one out there. And I'm not sure. I don't know anything about Senso here, the Sensorium Galaxy. I can't tell you. Looks pretty neat from the picture here. But this will be a link again you guys can look at and do a little bit more research on which metaverse you guys like. But there's a few of them. This one's a top 10. I feel like Decentraland, Sandbox, Axie Infinity, Gala, those would probably be my top plays, right? And Engine is a token. Engine also has its own metaverse, still in the infancy stages, but that one was designed for gaming and metaverse play. So that should be a pretty good one and is a fairly inexpensive token out there. So future's bright there. Now I want to get into the market because there's a couple different tools I want to show you guys. And these are tools used by traders and people like me who just follow the market. And I'm not really a trader. And for those of you who are interested in trading, this would be a tool you'd use a lot too. But for us, for our purposes here, really, it just gives you the market. What is the market feel by everybody in Bitcoin, in the crypto space? So right now, it's extreme fear. And I've never seen it this low, 10. Usually when it gets to 10, 11, I have not seen it this low since maybe 2018, early 2018 when it was crashing. Usually what happens is when it hits this area really low, which typically it's more up here, it rebounds. Typically it comes back up. You get a bounce back when you get that. So it's a good indicator for that. Not every single time, but the vast majority of the times it does. It does. So that's a good one to follow and just watch it every day. I mean, you see, if you go back to last month, it was at 34, right? Which, somewhere over here in the middle, nothing crazy. And then, or actually a little bit less because it is 0 to 100. So let's put it somewhere in here. We're still in the fearful side, but not as fearful. Even last week, it was only at 27, basically that Federal Reserve meeting and with them raising interest rates. And even though we expected them to raise interest rates, it was just enough to throw a lot of fear into the market, especially with the NASDAQ really tanking. Because here's another important thing to understand with crypto. Crypto is a technology and tech stocks and crypto are interlocked. So Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies go 90% correlated to the NASDAQ. So understand that it's going to follow technology right now. It won't do this probably for forever, but for now it's doing that. So when you see that the NASDAQ dropping, this is dropping. And when it goes up, obviously this usually goes up with it as well. So another thing to follow is the RSI. It's a relative strength index. It's used for stocks. This is for Bitcoin purposes here. And you see just how low we are right now. In this here, we were there in 2019, 2015, it's really pretty low. This means oversold. These areas down here are very oversold areas. These areas up top, very under purchase, underbought. I'm trying to say the word there, underbought. So this is where you're, I'm sorry, I'm reversing them. Overbought, right, is the top. These are overbought and they're dropping here. Okay, and these are oversold. So they're both overbought up top, oversold down the bottom. But the RSI is really used by traders big time, just like the fear and greed index is. That's their first initial look. Then they start really looking at the RSI, and the RSI has really been dropping and plummeting here. So we're getting to the very much oversold. Another great indicator when you see it being oversold, you feel like the price is going to eventually go back up here. Okay, and it's just a Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin's solid. So what happened yesterday, and I'll get into a little bit more depth in it with Terra Luna. I'm sure you guys saw with UST that their crypto, which is their stable coin for Terra Luna. Terra Luna is the crypto. UST is their stable coin that they created. And right now it's the only algorithmically based stable coin out there. And what they did is basically back the coin with two different things, with Terra, with Luna, and also with $3 billion worth of Bitcoin, right? They figure Bitcoin's a good stable crypto to be in, with strength. And, it goes up and down. It's the leader. When it goes, the altcoins all follow. So he sold off 500, he being the CEO of Terra. I think it's Do Kwon. Do Kwon is the CEO. Young guy, super brilliant guy, but getting himself in a mess. And we might be seeing Terra, the whole ecosystem, melt apart if he doesn't get enough reserves put in there to back the total value of it right now. As we'll get into where it stands. It's supposed to be valued at $1. When I looked at it a little bit ago, it was around 78 cents. So obviously it was not holding stable at this point. So Bitcoin's been stable though. It dropped below 30,000, 29,961, and then shot right back up to 31,000. So what that tells you is that resistance line of 30,000, that's a psychological resistance line now too, big part, very strong. So 30,000 is very, very strong. Now it's resettling itself and it's kind of figuring out where it's going to be. So if it drops down again, if there's more bad news, it could drop down again. And your next barrier is probably going to be around 28,000 or so. But I really do think at 30 to 32 was my target where I thought it could drop to. And if it does drop there, there's so much institutional money in there right now that people are going to be buying it back up. But we'll see. Other crazy things can happen. You never know. War escalates, or gas prices go up even more and more really quickly. There's so many different factors right now that we're facing, so many headwinds, so much FUD out there, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, that it's causing issues. All right, so let's go to the top cryptos here. I love following the top list here, but here you go. You go to Terra. This is their stablecoin. This is supposed to be $1. It's basically at 76 cents right now. And wait till you see what happened to Luna. Let's see how much that's dropped. It has dropped down to $17.65. This was $65 yesterday. So you see it's lost a ton of value here. 7 days, it's lost over 78% of its value. But that's, it's what it's doing. It's having to burn Terra to pay to back the stable coin. So you're losing Terra to do this, and this could eventually go down to zero. We'll see. We'll see if it can withstand it. I hope it does. I hope it stays and gains strength again, because the government would like to show this story. You see why you can't trust cryptos, right? But this is an algorithmically based one. Now, all algorithmically based stablecoins have failed in the past. So this one may be no different than any other ones out there. That's why I like ones that have further backing out there. This is one we're going to get into a little bit later on today. Near Protocol. It's on my top 15 list, top 10 right now. Actually, it's moved up to, and the price point is pretty darn good. Another competitor. I mean, again, a lot of these that are in the top 10 are just competitors to Ethereum and to Cardano and Polkadot. So Near and Avalanche, there's just so many of them out there, the competitors, and many of them may survive. Some of them may go away. We'll see here. But looking at the prices of things, there's a lot of things that have really dropped substantially. And there's things that have stayed somewhat stable considering the market, how crazy it is. This is the other stable coin that people are really worried about. Does Tether have enough? Right now it's withstanding, staying right around $1, but does it have enough behind it to stay? We'll see. If Terra fails, I'm thinking that Tether might be the next to be really challenged, and we'll see what goes on there. But here's your top. We'll go to your top 30. Chainlink, an absolute bargain. Algorand's actually another competitor to Near and to Ethereum and those. It's just nowhere near as far along, but the price has really dropped very, very nicely below $1 here. So 58 cents. So that's something that you have to keep an eye on. It wouldn't be a bad one to get into. ApeCoin has dropped. Interesting story on why ApeCoin dropped so much besides just the market. They had done a launch on one of their NFTs, and the Ethereum gas fees were so high that people were getting priced out. People that were, didn't have a whole lot of Ethereum were getting priced out of being able to buy a lot of the NFTs. This is Ethereum's problem. This is why I am not bullish and do not like Ethereum long term. They've been promising that they're going to fix these gas fees. They got layer 2s around them. ETH 2.0 is coming out. They've been promising, and eventually it's like the spouse who's with their significant other who has a drinking problem, and they keep promising they're going to fix it. They change a job because that job was too stressful. They get a new job. This drinking still goes on. When does this end? When do you believe them? And the longer this goes on, the more competitors are going to take away from Ethereum, right? That more that Algorand, the more that Near, the more that Polkadot and Avalanche and Cardano of the market that they'll take. So something to keep in mind with those right there. All right, now getting back to the RSI, which we talked about a little bit ago. So this is just a little breakdown, great little breakdown here for you too. It just teaches you a little bit about it here. They actually highlighted the calculation is based on the 14 periods. One candle equals 1 period candle. It's just shaped like a candle, the up and the down, right? That is one RSI. It shows when it's overbought and oversold. Usually a number over 70 indicates that the market's overbought, and the number below 30 means it's oversold. So when you're looking at those numbers, very important to keep that in mind when you're looking at cryptos, whether you're looking at Bitcoin or whether you're looking at another token. But remember, everything follows Bitcoin. Now, I wanted to get slightly into Near protocol. I actually have some notes here that I got some additional stuff that I learned about it that I did not even know. I didn't realize it was. I know it's like Ethereum, and they're way ahead. Their transaction fees are extraordinarily low, about a penny for every dollar worth of the token. So very, very, very low transaction fees there. It's also a sharding blockchain like Zilliqa. We talked about Zilliqa a couple weeks ago. It's like that. So what that does, it allows sharding, just allows a single data sets to be set kind of equally among a bunch of the different databases on its ecosystem. So not one or two are getting overloaded. It kind of sends it out to everybody just for a proof. It's a proof of stake, just like Ethereum is trying to become. So it sends them out kind of equally, so it's not overtaxing any certain computers on the network. Pretty interesting there. They've been around since 2017. They were founded in San Francisco. They raised 50 million in capital between 2017 and 2020. So they're one of these slow growth ones I like, right? Because they have a lot of neat things. They have a whiteboard project where if you go on YouTube, I think they have the whiteboard project where they'll bring other developers in from other blockchains, and they'll explain how their blockchain works and why their blockchain's good. And these developers and the people at Near have just taken all this information, learn, and try to improve their blockchain doing that. So I like the way they operate. I like the founders. One of them was from Microsoft. One of them's from Google. Both evil companies, but hopefully these people are good. But very, very, very old, I'd call it, an older altcoin, one that's been around for a little while and is a slow developing one. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of these that don't, just come out of nowhere. Like Solana is a more recent one. Solana is great, and Solana is probably the closest competitor to Near, but Solana's had a few more issues because of huge growth, and they weren't quite ready for it, where Near hasn't had quite as many issues here. I want to make sure I get my phone on do not disturb here so the phone doesn't ring in the middle of this here. All right. Now, move this here. And let's just go to the news of the day. Coinbase's Q1 revenue misses estimates as trading volume drops, right? Trading volume's down just because the crypto market's been down. Makes total sense. So the stock is dropping. No big news there, right? No big news there. What I do want to get into here, actually, I'm going to stop the share on this one because there's another share I want to show you here. Okay. This we talked about a little bit, the RSI. I want to get into Terra Luna. So Terra Luna, with it being an algorithmic blockchain, even though it's backed by 3 billion of Bitcoin and it has some Ethereum too, it's on Ethereum's network, which could be a problem for it too, is causing a lot of the issues with what we have. I'm just tying everything together here, tying it in the market. So when Terra was buying Bitcoin, which was back in January, February timeframe, we had Bitcoin's price run up to $48,000, right? It recovered from $33,000 to $48,000. In large part, not totally, right? But a lot of it was because they were buying so much Bitcoin to back Terra. So that was great for Bitcoin at that time. But then when the price started to drop and everything's sliding, and now Terra needs to stabilize their coin, they had to sell off a ton of Bitcoin, which then of course drops the market, right? Because everything follows Bitcoin, whether it's up or whether it's down. So Terra Luna, unfortunately, kind of set the whole crypto world on fire here, and caused a lot of issues, unfortunately, for us here. So let's go back to the other screen share again. All right. So Terra has caused a lot of the drop that we see in the market, and that's kind of the wrap on everything that's going on there. So now I want to turn it over to you guys. Any questions that you guys might have, and we'll have a Q&A. We'll go back and forth on stuff here. But is there anything you guys want additional information as far as for whether on this data that we're talking about here, or for trading, or for certain cryptos, or for certain exchanges, anything you guys want? Just throw any concern you guys might have right now. Go ahead and fire away. Anybody raise their hand, just go ahead and go. Anybody? All right, good. No questions. Beautiful.
Hi.
Beautiful.
Hi, Paul. This is Wei.
Hey, Wei.
Hey, I have a question. So do you think that this is a good time to buy?
Absolutely. Well, you saw the RSI that I went over there, and the fear and greed index. And the saying is, when there's blood on the streets, you buy, right? When everybody's greedy, be fearful. When everybody's fearful, be greedy. So now is the time. To me, I'm buying. Yeah. And I bought before in the previous steps here, but you don't want to buy everything right now, but use some and kind of dollar cost average in right now. If you start dollar cost averaging in at these numbers, I think you'll be pretty happy over time. It still could drop more though, or that's why you don't want to put everything in, because we could be catching a falling knife, right? Nobody wants to catch a falling knife.
So if I only want to buy 3 coins, which are the 3 coins right now that you recommend to buy?
So for me, it would be Theta, T Fuel, and XRP. And XRP, because I still believe fairly soon they're going to be settling. It could take till the end of the year, but the prices have just dropped a lot. I think it was around 48 cents when I last looked at it. It has just dropped quite a bit here. Let me see if I can find that price here of XRP. That would probably be my third one I would go with. Oh, you know, another one, Chainlink. It has dropped to 862. That's another one that's dropped quite a bit. But you're talking about the big boys up here in the top 6, right? When you talk about cryptos, just cryptocurrencies, you got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the third biggest crypto is XRP. When you look at it here, these are stable coins, right? Stable coins in here. Actually, this one is just like Ethereum. So this one kind of falls now too, I guess, the BNB token, which is Binance's blockchain, which is a competitor to Ethereum as well. But yeah, so XRP, Solana's dropped quite a bit. That's obviously a good deal. But my top 5 of cryptos are Theta, Theta Fuel, Persistence, Cardano, and Polkadot. So Polkadot dropped quite a bit too, to 1141. But if you were to buy 3, I would probably go Theta, T Fuel, and XRP. And Theta has had a ton of information come out about it recently here too. A lot of good press. It's such good press that in a bull market, it would have probably tripled or quadrupled in price. But being in the market the way it is here, it didn't really affect it much at all. It got a little bump, but not much. The market kept tanking and dropped it right back down. Go ahead.
Have you heard of the cheese machine?
What is it?
Yeah, but I don't think it's worth it. I'll talk to you. Okay.
Was that it, Wei? Was that your only question there?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just a lot of volatility in the market right now.
Oh, a ton of uncertainty, ton of FUD. Remember when people are scared, it's the time to buy. That's usually a good time to buy. But like I said, it could still drop further. You just got to keep your eye on it here. I'll keep you posted. If I see anything drop, and I'll send an email out to the group here if I see anything that looks crazy going on out there. But right now, it looks like today was a balancing day. It kind of stayed stable. Some things went up. You see some green, right? You see some green in the market, which is always positive. Shiba and you even went up 10.43% here. So you did have some green in the market, which is good, and more green than red. Now tomorrow could be a whole other ball game, right? It could be a whole other ball game here, but there's some pretty good bargains out there. There's Theta sitting at 173, right?
Where can you buy all of these five top? Where can you buy them?
So on XRP is the hardest. So you can buy that on Uphold, the Uphold app. That's that green one that I showed you. It's just an app on your phone. And now you can buy on Binance US. You can buy Theta and Theta Fuel now. They just put it on yesterday officially, but today was first day of trading it. So that's going to help Theta and T Fuel. Persistence, if you want to get that, you're going to have to get KuCoin. You're going to have to use KuCoin or Caleb and Brown. KuCoin and a VPN or Caleb and Brown. But yeah, there's some real uncertainty. Do any of you guys have any questions on the market? What are your feelings? I'd love to know your guys' thoughts and feelings on the market. How you feeling towards it? Feel free to jump in. Anybody scared? Show of hands if you're scared. Yeah, I get it. It's everybody, right? The world's so uncertain right now with everything that's going on between cryptos, the stock market, and stock market was barely down today. Cryptos were kind of flat. So hopefully today was the day at least breathe. You're like exhaling a little bit, right? So hopefully things balance a little bit. We'll see. We'll see here. All right, I'm gonna go into T-bill, right? Because we're talking about stable coins, and T-bill is a stable coin. I've been telling you guys, we talked about it last time. And of course it has a killer APR, which it pays you out. And T-bill's been strong. T-bill, because it's not an algorithmically one, it's balanced with T-fuel and T-bill, and it's been able to stay at $1, just a little bit above $1 pretty consistently here. But that's one that can go anywhere from 95 cents to $1.10, roughly in that range. So it can vary a little bit, but I've never seen it below $1. So that's an excellent one. So this right here, and I sent you guys this earlier, this is how you stake T-bill, how you're able to get it. You will need a MetaMask wallet. So for those of you that don't have one, you'll need to create a MetaMask wallet. Really easy to do. And it's a Chrome extension. So you're going to use Google Chrome. There's an extension on Google Chrome to do that. You can actually just go on to Google and do a MetaMask wallet, click it up, boof, and then you do it and you can create your own wallet there, but you'll need to create the extension for it there on Google Chrome. Fairly easy process, but you kind of want to follow this step by step on how you do it. There's, I believe there's a video, and I might have sent you one of the videos that Teddy B did to kind of explain this. And he went through doing this. It's probably the best one to watch on how to do it. But here's where you connect the wallet. And if I go back to Gpool here and I try to do this, it'll pull up, see, and it's wanting me to connect the wallet. So that's what it does there. It wants to connect the wallet. But the annual percentage yield is 64.82% if you keep restaking that. So that is really, really, really good. So definitely one that if you're nervous, want to earn some money, you want to put some money into cryptos, want to earn some interest on it, but don't want to deal with the uncertainty. Good one to be in, right? Good one to be in. That's going to be a safer one. And of all the stable coins, besides this one, which is a newer one, of all the stable coins out there, USDC, which is Coinbase's stable coin, very good one. And a Gemini US dollar, also a very good one. Those are ones I'd probably recommend. Let's see where they fall on. So there's the This is Coinbase's, right? And it's stuck pegged right at $1 here. Tether, obviously, just a hair below. And Binance's dollar is also another solid one too. And you can stake USDC and on like Crow on crypto.com. If you also own Crow and stake it, you can earn anywhere from 10 to 12% on it if you staked it. Binance, I believe you can earn around 8%, and Gemini's dollar GUSD, you can also earn around 8% on Gemini's exchange. Gemini's US exchange you can use, and they keep adding tokens. I'm starting to like them more and more and more. Their fees are pretty reasonable overall. And their US exchange, that's the if you guys remember Facebook back in the day, the Winklevoss twins, they created Facebook with what's his face? I'm blanking on his name right now. Anyway, when he basically bought them out and they created this exchange with their funds. Let's see what else we got as far as the stablecoin. Yes, that's kind of all I'm seeing there on a stablecoin. But you'll need a MetaMask wallet to set this up and do this. And then basically what you do is you're going to be buying T-Fuel. You're going to be buying T-Fuel on Binance, sending it from your Binance account to your MetaMask wallet. So then it'll go in your MetaMask wallet, which then you can blend it on thetacash.io. You can turn 50% of it into T-bill and 50% in stays T-Fuel, and it's basically a blended amount. That's how they create it to be a fairly stable coin. So fairly easy to do, and I'm doing this now. So this is something I decided to jump into here with the market being uncertain and having dry funds, dry powder on the side. I'd rather earn something on my dry powder before I would send more money in, deploy more money, because you could de-stake this pretty quickly. I think you can get it off in a day or two. So it's pretty quick as far as you being able to get your funds back. Let's see if we got anything else here. Oh, this is another one I wanted to show you, another site. So let's say you lost money in your blockchain somewhere that you didn't know where it went. You sent it from one wallet to another and you can't figure out where the heck this went. This guy, Pappy D's Investments, he's very good. He does charge $150 booking fee, so you have to make sure it's worthwhile for you. You don't want to do it for a small amount of crypto. It'd have to be enough in thousands of dollars for you to want to utilize him. And basically what he'll do is he'll help trace this, figure out where that is, where it was lost, and get it back for you. So consultation is around $150, and then he does charge hourly, I believe, potentially if it goes over a certain amount of time. But it's a 1 hour session. So he's very, very good. I know a lot of people in different Patreon groups who have used him and had great success. So this is another resource I want you guys to have. Should you ever lose cryptos, should you ever not know where they went, this is definitely something you're going to want to have in your back pocket. And I believe that's all of the links I had to share here. So let's go off here and let's just talk. So what different tokens do you guys want to learn about for our next session? Because I could go over probably 2 or 3 in a different session for each one. So is there any tokens you guys want me to look at and get information for you? If so, and you don't have to decide tonight, if you guys want to email me this week, let me know, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it up for 2 weeks out for the next meeting, which is gonna put us into May 20, I think the 26th. I'm actually gonna be away the 23rd, 24th, and 25th in Miami for Single Family Forum IMN conference in Miami, but I'll be back for the 26th, so I could do a meeting here on the 26th for you guys. And it gives a little more than 2 weeks, 2 weeks and a couple of days. So if you guys have any particular cryptos that you're curious about, want to know a little bit more about, send me the info. I'll do a deep dive on it for you, and we'll get into it on the next session, as well as hopefully have John Dwyer to talk about life insurance, whole life insurance policies, and how you can utilize them with cryptos as well. So he'll do a real deep dive into that and really explain it. And he's the best in the business that I've seen. I've used a lot of guys in the whole life insurance business. He's the best I've seen out there, and he's super sharp. So he thinks a little bit outside the box, which you don't have in a whole lot of the life insurance in the life insurance world. I'm going to go back here in my notes and make sure I didn't miss anything from last week on you guys, or 2 weeks ago on you guys. But any questions, fire away now.
Yeah, Paul, can you talk about NFT or Metaverse?
Yeah, I did talk about the Metaverse, and I did send a list out too. So, wait, my top projects right now are Decentraland 1, Sandbox 2, Axie Infinity would be number 3 for me, and I do like Engine Coin. Again, Engine's got it's a coin that's meant for gaming and a token that's meant for gaming and the Metaverse. And they already do have one. It's not as built out as Decentraland or Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity is the next one, right? Axie Infinity is the original one that was built out mostly for gaming, but has become a popular Metaverse one, especially for the younger kids who play the games and people that play the games. And
so
then,
are those coins related to those 4 Metaverse
yes,
worthwhile to invest? I think Axie has done a lot.
Absolutely. So Decentraland Mana is down to $1.09 right now. Sandbox is down to around $2 roughly. I think 204. Engine Coin, I think, is in the single digits, and Axie Infinity, I can't remember exactly where that was. Let me pull that up real quick. I'll take a look real quick for us here. Let's see where they went to, because I do think there's some pretty good bargains there right now. Axie is $23.96, and that's way down, right? That's way down. So yeah, that's a good buy right now. Decentraland's $1.09. Sandbox is actually lower than I thought. It's $1.70. And Gala, another good one if you want to go into, actually, let's go back to this way, because you might have missed this one. So I'm going to go right back to the beginning of this one. This is a top 10 by somebody else. Top 10 Metaverse projects to watch in 2022. And I know you were very, very interested, especially for your son here. So you got Decentraland, right? Obviously the top dog there. Axie Infinity is this one right here. It's the play to earn gaming one. Then you have the Sandbox, which is more pixel. This is what a lot of kids like who like the building game. Then you have Gala. I'm big and bullish on Gala, and this is cheap. It's under 10 cents right now for Gala. And this is Epic Games. The Epic Games designers who make a lot of games are involved here. So they're definitely a player. This one I don't know enough about, Sensorium Galaxy Senso, but it looks pretty good. This looks pretty interesting. I might have to do a little more research on this one because I never saw this one pop up before. Meta Hero is another one. I like Zilliqa. This is a Somnium Space. I have heard of this one. It's popular. And apparently they got some very good games on this one. So the more popular the game seems to be, the more popular the Metaverse goes with it, because a lot of that age group plays games too. Zilliqa's is new and it launched, and it's called Metapolis, that launched April 2nd. We'll see how that one looks. Very good. The graphics on it are good, but I haven't heard much on how it's doing on, and I have heard of Crypto Voxels, right? So this is potentially a popular one here, this Crypto Voxels one. Again, these Ethereum-based metaverses make me nervous just because Ethereum's gas fees and the cost. This is in part why I'm so bullish on Theta too, because Theta's got its own NFT exchange, and its gas fees are only T-Fuel, which costs pennies, literally a penny or two a transaction, where in OpenSea you could be paying $400 or $500 a transaction to buy those NFTs. So, and there's other ones that are, I think, was it Solana has its own NFT. A bunch of them have their own NFT exchanges right now, and they're all going to be super competitive with Ethereum on that. But if you ask me, my top 3, definitely Decentraland, Sandbox, Axie Infinity, followed closely that my close 4th, Gala Games. I really like Gala Games a lot. That's just me. That's my personal feel with the developers and stuff they got. It's definitely got huge potential. All right.
Do you recommend to buy lands there now since the price are low?
I bet you now may be a good time to buy land. And I have not looked into it. I'm guilty. I have not looked in it, but I bet you now is probably a pretty good time to buy land with everything down. And obviously those 4 would be my top 4 to buy land in the metaverse. The most expensive one's definitely gonna be Decentraland, followed by Sandbox, then probably Gala, and then Axie Infinity. I don't know how much Axie Infinity has of land, but this may be a very, very good time. You know what? It might be a very good time to do too. Some of these really low cost metaverses, if they have really cheap land, throwing a little bit here and there at some of them. And if one of them takes all you need is one of those metaverses to take off, and then your land goes up in value potentially. But it's a risky play. It's a risky play, but if throw a little bit at it, you don't want to be throwing a lot at. I'm not going to give you financial advice on how much to do, but it's just whatever you're comfortable with. I'm going to probably mix in some, and I think now might be a good time to buy my first plot of land in one of these metaverses. I think I'm leaning towards Gala, but I'm looking at some of the other ones too, for sure. But good point there, Way. I think it could be a great time to buy land. Edna, do you have any questions on anything? You're brand new.
I know. I'm a little behind. So where do I catch up with the calls and the materials that you've shared so far?
Yeah, so send me another email asking for the videos, and I'll send you a link to the 2 other videos that we have, the 2 other meetings that we had. So you can catch right up on those. That'd be no problem at all. So I'll send you those and any of the other pertinent materials. And then you and I will have a one-on-one too. We'll get deeper into stuff as well. And I can give you all kinds of different stuff. And then you can hit me with all kinds of questions you might have there too. And we'll go from there. But yeah. Anybody else have any questions too? Donnie, do you have any questions on anything at all? Or are you pretty good?
We're pretty good, but like you said, I'm just kind of watching everything. And then like you said, I noticed a lot of them. Yeah, I was surprised when you showed the graphics on how far they dropped.
Yeah.
So actually Flora's right here buying everything now. So
there's so much. Like I was trying to
I'll get that.
I was trying to buy Theta and Theta Fuel yesterday on Binance, but they didn't have it officially on there yesterday after 5 o'clock that I could buy it. So I was trying to buy it during the day when everything was crushed, but the price is still the same as it was then. So I'm going to be probably picking up some more tomorrow morning here or later tonight of Theta and Theta Fuel. But no, I mean, that's so just so you guys know, that's Binance US. I'll send you guys the link on that one so you can get, free 10, whatever they give you, $10, $20 to sell it for it. But definitely worthwhile one. And that's a US exchange. So you don't have to worry about anything as far as VPNs or anything like that. And they have a lot more tokens they're adding all the time.
Okay. Yeah, so pretty much that's it.
Okay. All right, Janice, do you have any questions? Are you good?
I think I'm good right now. In fact, if I'm gonna buy and stuff, if I run into anything, because I haven't had enough time to refresh myself. I was out for this surgery and stuff, and I'm just getting that. And so if I have any questions, I might just drop you an email.
Do that, yeah. And if you're thinking like 5 different ones, you're not sure, we'll do an email exchange back and forth. I'll bounce you my ideas at what I'm thinking on that.
Okay. Okay, that's good. I appreciate that. Yeah. Because I'm trying to get up on buying some other coins too. But I, want to make sure that I'm making some good choices.
Yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, you want to make sure it's the right ones there. Get yourself in and dollar cost average in a market like this, dollar cost averaging, you're going to pick up some things that you'll end up looking back in retrospect. And I know I still do and go, why didn't I buy more then? Hey, look, you can't look at it that way, right? But you're always going to do it. Why didn't I, during that crash, why didn't I know it was going to be like, because you don't know. We don't know. Like if we had this crystal ball, we'd all be super rich and we wouldn't be on this call.
If we knew that, we wouldn't have to worry about it.
That's right. But part of it's the fun trying to figure out, all right, is now a good time? And looking at the indicators are telling us it's a good time. So that's usually when I buy in. If it looks like if it's overbought, obviously that's a time to maybe take some profits. And we'll talk about that. If this market ever turns and shoots up quick, you're going to see a lot of stuff coming from me about now. You got to start thinking about selling some stuff and take some profits, just so you can make sure you keep some of your profits and play with house money.
Right.
Let's hope we're all in that position here by fall. That would be perfect.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah, because we're going to be in the summer here pretty soon. But yeah, we're going to hopefully get to a better market. We just have so many headwinds, right? I mean, you got crazy things like mortgage rates that are affecting. I'm worried about that too. And a lot of you guys are real estate investors like me too, right? So we're worried.
I'm a realtor, so I'm really worried about
you are, right? Because you're seeing people probably pull back and not sure what they want to do. And
well, our market is so crazy now anyway, we just still have people buying houses for $30,000 and $40,000, $50,000 over list and stuff, so.
You know what?
I'm in the market. I'm a realtor and I'm in Florida. That's
yeah, you're in Florida. Where in Florida are you again?
St. Pete.
Yeah, so you're not too far from me.
Central
And I actually,
Florida. Yeah, you're in Miami, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm in Naples down there. But I bought.
Oh, you're in Naples. Okay.
I bought 4 duplexes in Clearwater, threw them all on the market this week.
Well, that's my county. That's
your county. Yep, it's right near you there at St. Pete.
Yeah.
But to give you an idea, just to say, like what you're talking about, how hot the market is, I put them all in for 300,000. I got all 4 of them. I got one buyer buying 2 of them, each of them for 305. Another guy's a cash buyer buying 300, and another guy is mortgage buyer paying 330 with an escalation clause up to 360. It's crazy.
No, that's what it is, and at least we don't have like about a few months ago. We had, if someone put something on the market, you would go to see about a buyer and they had 20 offers, literally 20 offers.
Yep. It's insane.
So
right now,
insanity.
Before you even show the property, you have to call the other agent and say, hey, are there any offers on this property yet? Right. Before you even bother wasting your time.
Actually, I'll be honest with you right now. I'm pretty much selling off market. I've worked with a coach, and what we do is we send letters out. You'd be surprised how many people want to sell their property, but they don't want to list it because they think that's insanity what's going on, or they have someone with don't want, because of COVID reasons, with low returns, don't want them in. So that's like heaven, because when I get those people back, they answer the letters, then I don't have any competition because nobody knows that it's for sale but me and that person and my buyer.
Yeah, you're going to do well. You're going to do well with that one. That's great. Keep doing it. Keep it up.
Because otherwise it's sad, because I have other friends of mine keep saying, how do you find the houses for these buyers? I said, I'm just getting lucky.
Well, real estate is a lagging indicator of what's going on in the market, right? So we won't know, if the market's tanking and starting to fall apart now, we won't know about it till a few months later, because there's still pent up demand right now and still super low inventory, right? So
super low inventory is still the problem. Yeah.
So even with rates
going up. But you know what? I'm getting more. We just had another condo that was sold, with cryptos.
Beautiful. Love it.
We're starting to get a lot of and everything. We're getting I forgot what company it is, but you can get your change or whatever. You can get your difference in either Bitcoin or in
Ethereum or US dollars. Yeah. So I used that title company when I bought down here last summer. So same deal, right? I used Bitcoin for my down payment, right? I used some Bitcoin on that. Right. And luckily Bitcoin was high. It was like 60-some thousand at that point. So it was a good time for me to do it here. If it had shot up to 100,000, it wouldn't look so good right now. But no, you're seeing more and more of this. It's very, very common. People are going to start buying, or at least putting a deposit down in Bitcoin or cryptos. It's going to be so common, within a year or two, it's just going to be mainstream. Yeah. Some people are buying their houses in Bitcoin and selling them in Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Well, I'm trying to get to where I can buy and sell them in that, and then maybe that's another way I can get the house, because they won't know what they're getting.
Absolutely. Yeah. Love it.
Because the other three people standing there wanting to buy it won't have a clue as to what we're talking about, like I didn't before.
We're seeing a convergence of two worlds right now. Two worlds are starting to collide, crypto and real estate. So it's really, really interesting to see.
Yeah, that's surprising, but well, it's not because we're either ahead of the game or we're behind. That we can't find. That's why I told him, I says, it's the same for regulations. We either over-regulate or under-regulate.
Yep.
So we can't seem to find that sweet spot,
No, we know where the over-regulated states are. California and the Northeast are over-regulated. They're getting hammered right now with things, and the under-regulated ones are ones flourishing right now. So, but the cryptos are going to be a big part of this place here, and I'm working on. Personally, I'm doing something behind the scenes with my properties. I'm doing with my free and clear properties. Potentially going to create a fund with a crypto-based fund with that, so people could fund me if they want, all based off these properties. And here's the appraised value. Here's what they're worth, and tokens will go out to this amount type deal and value. So I'll do something like that. I'm working on that right now. That's a long-term project for me. It's gonna take a little while.
It's good, but you have to be. Well, I guess I've always been that way. I'm pretty creative, so you have to be creative. I always feel like you have to be creative in everything.
I agree. Think outside the box, right, Janice? Think outside the box, and you're going to be far better off.
I mean, my girlfriend still talks about the fact that when I decided I was going to lease a car to see if I liked it. And then after that, I wanted to buy the car, it was an Infinity, and I wanted to buy the Infinity, right? And so I went to my bank, and they go, "You're one of our best customers. We can give you a great deal. We'll give you an 8.5% interest rate," right? And I said, "Are you serious?" And she said, "Yes, I'm serious." She says, "For used cars," she said, "the bank down the street had given them 12% interest, for the used." It was when it was, it was like way back, when it was for you. I said, "Okay, listen to this. I'm your best customer. My house is where it is, right?" She said, "Yeah, we don't even have to see anybody out." I said, "Then forget the loan. Give me an equity loan, because it just stopped letting you take interest unless, it's in, a house or whatever.
You can write it off then.
Loan, and I'll go and buy my car and then I'll take a tax deduction and all of those things." She goes, she said, "I never thought of that." I said, "I'm always thinking of some way to do something creative."
That's smart. That's thinking outside the box, and that's saving yourself some tax dollars. Quick, funny story.
That's why I say it was two of them, because taxes were killing you then, and and interest rates were killing. So I got the HELOC for like 2 or 3%, something like that, compared to my 8.5.
Yeah. And you get to write off that interest, which is the big.
And get to write it off. That's it.
A funny story, like, you would think that our government would like to promote education. So when you graduate from college, you got the student loans. I had student loan debt, and the interest, I could write it off. There was a year that my wife and I made combined too much income, and we were not allowed to write off student loan interest. I lost my mind. Like, are you serious?
I would say, are you serious?
So they make you pay a price for being, successful, somewhat successful, right? So what I did was like, forget this. All right. I pulled a home equity line of credit, paid the student loan off, and just went that route.
And then just took the interest. You have to think
Same thing you did.
The box. You got to think outside the box. Otherwise, because see, I don't think, a lot of people think certain things are worth thinking. I think that a car is, I'm real particular about one I want and to drive, but I just think the cars are waste. I just think that there is no value whatsoever.
Depreciating asset.
The last car I bought, I was driving slow, and my husband said, "Why are you driving so slow?" I said, "Because once I leave the gravel in this place, my car is not worth crap anymore." So I was driving out the parking lot like this, and I'm originally from Chicago, so I drive like a maniac, right? And he's like, "Is something wrong?" I
That's
said, no,
great.
I'm just holding the value of my car for another 5 seconds, you know.
That is awesome.
Once I pull out of this parking lot, it's not worth crap.
It's dropping in price. Yeah, I know. It's one of those things. You need it. We have to have it. But
Yeah, that's what I
you
said.
need-
It's a necessary evil, you know, because I don't live in Chicago. I'm from Chicago. I moved back here from New York. Only 2 places where I don't have to have a car
Right.
all the time. And
Right.
I'm not in either one, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Nope. I
water
totally.
is just horrible for transportation. You know, it drives me nuts. It's just
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Awesome.
But I'll
Awesome.
send you an email when I start trying to do this.
Perfect.
I'm thinking about putting stuff in Caleb, some in Caleb and Black, not minimal there
Yeah.
too, because I want to be able to do my own, but I might do some because so that I don't have to worry about buying like XRP and stuff.
Yeah, because you can buy it through them. You could buy
Yes.
you could buy persistence through them. So save it
Right.
for those hard to find tokens.
That's what I
right?
say. That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. is-
That's the best bet. You know, for the hard to find ones, do that. Otherwise, use whatever you can on Binance or Coinbase or Gemini or, you know, the Bitmart, these exchanges where it's much lower fees for you. For
Right.
sure.
Right.
All righty, guys. Well, this was a nice productive meeting and we'll prep for the next one and we'll go over some different tokens and probably quite a few other things as well.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you again. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
You too.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
All right, thanks, Paul.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.